This is Finance 120 Team 14, which consists of 3 members, which are John, Masari, and Laura. John has experience in the stock market due to his many years in the business industry. Currently, he has no ongoing investments. He did purchase mutual funds as a teen with the help of his father. He continues to take classes in financial planning and investing. Masari has experience in the StockTrak project. He actually felt confident in investing in stocks with a higher risk. My name's Laura. I have no experience in the stock market. One of my biggest fears of the stock market is investing money and losing my investment when I most need it. Basically, I agreed with John due to his experience. I did learn the following from the StockTrak project: to look for investments that pay dividends, invest in blue chip stocks, for example, IBM, pick stocks with a beta of 1 or close to 1, continue to educate myself about my portfolio by reading financial articles and visiting financial websites. The main thing that I learned about this project was you need to invest time in your portfolio and also keep track. Our group did attend the StockTrak workshops given by Professor Chang. The first workshop was about fundamental analysis on basic stock and keeping track of your portfolio. The second workshop was technical analysis on how to look for indicators and trends. Next, we have John, who will discuss our execution of our stocks.
Hi, I'm John Flores, and I'm going to talk about the execution of our plan. Initially, at the beginning of the semester, Dr. Shiroki recommended that we do use bar chart as a tool to evaluate certain stocks. So that had been our go-to website for strategies, and we looked at some of the buying signals that were on the site, and that's how we made a lot of our decisions. Another way we made decisions, as we learned more in Finance 120, we took stocks that sat at a beta of about 1 in order to have a less risky stock. So in our initial investment, we did use a baseline with SPY as the baseline, and we took advantage of SPY and QQQ as Dr. Shiroki recommended them to be good stocks. We also purchased a couple of stocks that were recommended by Dr. Chen at the StockTrak workshop, and that also enabled us to learn a little bit more about how the stock market worked. Eventually, what we were able to do is keep about 10 stocks in play at all times, and it was a pretty good strategy, except the fact that we would have about 7 stocks that would do well, but we always had a couple that just kind of lost heavier than the winners. One stock of interest that we did have was a company called Wins Finance Holdings. It had taken off from about 6 months prior to the start of the competition and rose up to 460 points on the market, which was really showing a sign of taking off. Unfortunately, we got in a little bit too late. We purchased it as it was declining, anticipating a bounce back up so we can make some type of gain from it. Unfortunately, the stock price came down. We lost a good chunk of our investment on that. Of note, though, it's interesting that throughout the competition, even though we dumped it early, we kept tracking this stock, and it kept losing more and more of its value to the point where it was at the end of the competition, it was roughly at about 25% of its value, and today it sits at about 10% of where it peaked at about 40. We did take advantage the last couple of days to short that stock and make some gain on it, but we still had some other losers that weren't really quite helping us out. So all in all, we came out to about 11% under, which is not where we wanted to be. We were hoping to be at about 5% when all was said and done. But it was a great learning experience, and definitely some food for thought for the future. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ashari Al-Battah. In our evaluation, we picked up some risk stock which had a bid near 2. We thought will still do well because they are high recommended on brochure.com. We thought they will do well, but after a few weeks, the price been dropped directly, which affect our overall percentages. The stock which hurt us the most was Wings. We purchased it too high, and after a few weeks, the price kept dropping. We thought it will turn back after but it never did. While in this project, on our last week on StockTrak, we decided on a short sell for Wings. It did improve our overall percentages, but not enough to get us out of the red. We waited too long to get rid of Wings, and we learn from our mistakes, so we will be better next time. Thank you.